So, yeah, would love to hear from you if you've got any stories of being caught. Did you guys ever get caught
with porn?
With porn?
My
or in
stash
the midst
of porn magazines was thrown away
self-pleasuring?
more than one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, what was your mom digging through your closet and your drawers? How'd she catch you
For
with it?
whatever reason, she happened to be in my closet. I don't think that I really felt like I had privacy in my room, and I had hiding spaces and that sort of thing. And but you don't want to hide it too well because you need to have relatively easy access to this stuff. So yeah, that's kind of what happened. What are you gonna do?
I never got caught. I almost got caught a couple
really?
of times with a couple of my dad's VHS tapes. Like, I found my dad's stash.
Right.
And, because we only had one VCR and it was in the living room.
I think I drove before I got to see porn that moved. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
I don't.
And do you remember the VCRs where it would have the little counter with, like 000?
The physical counter on the
Yeah.
VCR? Yes.
So I would always make sure that I rewound it back to the spot so that he would never suspect anything. And there was one time that I was watching something and I hear him pull up into the driveway and just shut that off real quick and threw some shorts on.
So you left the video in the VHS unit?
Yes, until
That was risky,
he
right?
went back.
Right. So the risk, that could have been the very same risk, sort of, that was now taken in 2014 by this teenager, although,
Yes.
back in the day, it would have been a pain to wait for the VHS tape to
Yeah.
and then come out, right? You'd be sweating, waiting for that thing to come out. Mom's coming up the walk, right?
Oh, that was one of the times when I just popped it out as soon as I had the chance and ran and threw it in his closet.
But what I'm thinking was what happened with the 15-year-old is he was in the midst of watching it, and then he just didn't have enough time to shut it down. Like you left it in the
Yeah.
VHS deck. So if Dad had come home and decided he was going to play the movie that he thought he left in there last night, turns on the TV, you'd have
Right.
been busted.
This is the thing that I really sort of I get high and mighty about within this story is this woman walks in. Okay, so kid probably throws on whatever clothing he has, runs into his room, turns off the TV. Right? She comes in. That 2-year-old walks to the TV, turns it on before this young man can get into better clothing. Get in some lesser state of excitement, come back out, get the porn off of the TV that is just off at this point and playing, right? To somehow disarm the porn bomb on the TV.
Wait until Mom goes in the other room or something like
This
that.
2-year-old has already turned on the TV before
it's
this has
bad.
happened. And I've got to say, your family's addicted to TV, lady.
So I asked for stories. Maybe, you almost got caught or you did get caught with pornography when you were a teenager. Would love to hear if you have one. I've got one. So I had...
Did they have is there magazines in the story?
No, this was from the 1990s, and so let's see. I think I was in high school at the time. This was back when you could call BBS systems. This was before, not really before the internet, but sort of in the transition period where the internet existed, and so did BBSs as well.
Okay.
So BBSs, for those of you who are younger and have not heard of this, BBSs were sort of the precursor to the internet. You could call someone else's computer, usually in your local area, because you wouldn't want to call long distance and be billed by the minute.
Right.
To call one of these services, but you could do that if you wanted to pay the money for it. You'd call someone else's computer and they'd have this software set up where you could connect and then share files and transfer messages and play games with other people. And on some BBSs, they had porn areas. So I had downloaded some of the porn.
Back when you downloaded porn,
Yeah, from those BBSs. Well, don't you still download porn today?
Some people do. Technically, if you're streaming it, then it's downloading.
technically
It's
you're
just not
downloading,
being saved.
Not saving it. More coming up here in moments. And I got busted with some of those pictures. I'll explain how in moments. You can tell your story as well. Free Talk Live. So it was in the 1990s. I had downloaded some porn from, I think it was a BBS or two. And so I had my porn collection, and for whatever
is this
reason,
video or just pictures?
just pictures. At some point, I put the background of Windows to a picture of a topless woman, and I left it that way on accident. I went away from the computer for a little while, and
This is a remarkably bad idea.
Yeah,
this was not
Yeah.
your computer, right?
well, no, it was the family computer.
This is the family computer.
Yeah,
and you
so-
have a younger sister, is that correct?
She's 4 years younger than me.
Yeah, I'm sure that went well.
So
Well,
I'm
the
sure
sister
back at
didn't
this
find it.
time, there was probably only a family computer. There wasn't
That's right.
Ian's computer, the sister's computer.
I didn't have my own computer until I left the house.
Speaking as the parent in the room, I'd like to say that was your parents' first and main concern.
What was?
Was the younger child in the house.
They didn't say anything like that to me.
Well, it doesn't matter. That's what their concern is.
Well, if that was their concern, they should have said that. So anyway, they caught me, and my mom gave me a stern talking to about how porn is bad or something. I honestly don't even remember what the points of her conversation with me were, because all I was thinking about was how I would cover my tracks the next time.
Well, I can't get caught doing this again.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.